my name is Rishi Venkatesh. I've been learning Python for over a year with the Robotronics STEM Lab. Python helps us solve real-world problems and makes us problem solvers instead of solution seekers. It instills a sense of creativity in us and inspires us to solve problems. I recommend learning Python because it really helps you innovate and make something new or solve some problems. Hi, my name is Rishi Venkatesh. I'm in 8th grade, and today I'm going to be talking about Tic Tac Toe. I made this game with Python, and here's how it works. Okay, so for introduction, a brief history of Tic Tac Toe is like it is a really popular children's pencil and paper board game, and it's often played and enjoyed by many adults as well. Because of its simplicity, this 3x3 row board game may seem trivial at first. However, Tic Tac Toe involves its share of analytics and rapidity. And here's how to play it. Two players can play with each other by using a 3x3 board in Tic Tac Toe. One player chooses X, and the opposing player chooses O, and the first player to align three of their symbols, either X or O, wins the game. They can align the symbols horizontally, vertically, and diagonally. And this is the second section where we'll be talking about the code. Okay, so here, first we initialize the board. So it's how it looks like. So it's like the 3x3 board. And the current variable is like the current player. So by default, we start off with X, and the on variable it determines whether the game is still going, or if it's won, or if it's lost. And the win variable indicates if there's a win or not. And this is the main function. So first we'll have a display function that displays the board, and then we have a while loop, and then in there we're going to be swapping the players' turns. We're going to be checking if the game is over, and then we'll be flipping them. And then if a player wins, we're going to print that the player is the winner, or if there's a tie, we'll just print that there's a tie, and then we run the main function. And this is the display function. So here we just display the board. So we have a list called board, and then we just plug in the values in the list to make a 3x3 list. And then in the turn function, we just display which player's turn it is, and then we take the value from 1 through 9, and then we subtract it from 1, and then we just plug in that value in the 3x3 board, and then we run the display function so that the change is updated. And this is the row function. So to start off, we start off with 9 hyphens. So all the rows are going to be false because no player has aligned them already. And then we just have here, after that, we have a bunch of conditions that just check if a player has aligned all of their symbols on a board, and it can't be hyphen. So if a player does align all 3 of their values, we set which row it's on to true. And then if it's true, we return the value of the player that's on there. So for example, if X gets if X puts their symbols, like all 3 of these symbols in the first row, we would return the X value. And then we have the column function. It's basically the same as the row function, except it just does it for columns. And here we have the diagonal function, which is basically the same as the previous ones, but here it's for diagonals. And this is the tie function. So it checks for a tie, and as long as there's not a hyphen in the board, it changes the game on value to false, so that it indicates that the game is over and no player has won. And this is the one function. So we make the win variable global, and then we just check for the other functions. So like we had a row function, a column function, a diagonal function. If any one of them is true, we just take that value and put it in here. And then here we just make variables here, and then we assign the value of the player to that variable. And then if no player won, we'll just set the value of win to none. And then we have a game over function, which just checks for if there's a game, or if a player won, or if there's a tie. And then finally, we have like a flip function. And this basically just swaps the turns of the players. So after a move has been made, if like the current player is X, it swaps to O and vice versa. And it updates the value in the current player. And now for a demonstration. So first, as you can see, X said 8, and then the program put the X in 8, and then next there was O, and then O put 1, and then X put 2, and then O put 5, and then X put 9, and then O put 7 over here, and then X put 3 over here, and O put 6. And finally, X put 4, and it was a draw, so the program just said it was a tie.